It's our world too. It's our world too.
Hi, we're here at Contact in the Desert, right here in Joshua Tree, California, where we are looking at UFOs, extraterrestrial science, metaphysics, the esoteric, the mystery schools, uncovering the myths, misconceptions about what's going on with UFOs. Real, not real, how they interact with humanity. This show's for you. We caught up with James Gilliland right here, who is the founder of the ETs Ranch right up there in Washington, who leads UFO trips. Are you a UFO hunter? Perhaps you are. He is a UFO hunter who spots UFOs via night vision goggles and takes groups up there all throughout the year. He's also the author of Reunion with Source, Becoming Gods, and The Ultimate Journey, 3 incredibly bestsellers. Thank you so much, James, for coming on the show. Very much so. So, a lot of people came out to see your lecture. Obviously, once again, not a surprise, grand slam. Because you've given so much, you've been a pioneer in UFO researcher, and more importantly, you take people out to not just intellectually show them a video or whatever, do a lecture, but actually experience the phenomena firsthand via night vision and everything. You're a breakthrough scientist. Why do you do this?
What's interesting is it started after a near-death experience, and I was actually building a spiritual retreat center and to help people do process-oriented therapies and heal and awaken. And I knew UFOs were there, they existed, but I wasn't that interested in them until in my own process, when I reached a certain level of consciousness through a lot of deep meditation and clearing processes and things like that, they actually contacted me. And I actually thought I was talking with a higher dimensional being, like an ascended master or something at the time. And it turned out what they told me during this all-day meditation, they told me, I was trying to find out what level they're coming from, what dimension these beings. Their message was very loving and very concerned about humanity and the earth and where we're going. And when I asked them where they're coming from, and they said, actually, we're coming from a ship, and that just blew me over the top on that.
How did you hear that?
In my mind, telepathically.
So it's a telepathic communication, which is becoming more and more throughout the year.
Exactly, And what's interesting with the telepathic communication, it's well established. We've had even Sean Hannity came up, with Fox News and Paranormal State, and Danny Dyer just did a special up there. We've had ABC, NBC. We've been covered quite exclusively, and every time we tell them exactly when and where the ships are going to appear. They have their cameras rolling and the ships come, and they put on quite a show. And then they bring their debunker on, as they always do to try to debunk it. But
both sides.
Yeah, and I've had some experience in that, so I debunk the debunker before he even has a chance. I tell them we're using your information, we're using J-Tracker and Heavens Above, your own information to establish the fact that these are not satellites, the space station or Evostat or Genesis or any of the other projects up that are known, so. And then they go on the air and they said, oh, this is nothing more than the space station, Well, the footage is showing these things landing on Mount Adams, morphing into 3 or 4, taking off, jets chasing them and everything else. And if the space station can do that, we have a whole new program going on, because I don't think the shuttle or the space station is going to be landing on Mount Adams.
It totally powered up.
Tell me you got that.
Whoa, there it went. See that? Whoa, look at it. Look at it. You can do it. There it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Look at that. Woohoo! Got it. Look at that. Boom. Got him. I got him. Yeah, I got him. Power up. All right, nice. Powered up. Oh, look, there it goes. Look, power up. Total. Woohoo! Nice. I got it. It's powering up. Total power up right over us.
We see now people getting used to regular terms. There are power-ups, there are doubles, there are other terms. In fact, just the other night when we were together, we saw this incredible thing in the desert where we saw two anomalous lights kind of go up like that, one follow it, and then it stopped, and then these two kind of went like this, and then as it went across, the top one dissolved, the other one slowly dissolved, and this one decided to move down, stopped, and then disappeared. Now, I mean, that really leaves people thunderstruck when they see that.
Yeah.
And when they're out there, you have, 120 people with night vision goggles out there. You hear a lot of oohing and ahhing, screaming, and oh my God.
Yeah, that's kind of a nightly experience at the ranch. We have just crazy footage of UFOs coming in, powering up, responding to the groups on the ground. And we have footage of them less than treetop level, like coming in even through the trees and over the house. And then on my birthday, I asked them for my birthday, will you just fly over the house and power up? And they did, and I got that on footage, and it whited out the camera. It was amazing.
Wow. It's interesting that you said that on your birthday. I actually had a similar experience. I was at a thing years ago. I had my birthday party, and they thought it would be funny to give me these little alien gag gifts, right? And we went outside just to get some fresh air, and there was an orange-like egg that was floating silently above us, and it dripped something that looked like a white liquid light. Like, when you have a drop, it has a bulbous end, and then it gets thinner and thinner until finally like that, and then it would disappear. And it was dripping this sort of liquid kind of plasma. Of course, I banged on the window, screaming at everybody coming out, saying, look at what's up there, and everything. Nobody came out there. Only the cook and one of the girls saw it. We came in, and I explained to them what happened. And as I did, I looked around at all these cards for my birthday that had alien or something on there, and they were going, right, Robert, that's really funny. It's your birthday. That's impossible. That doesn't happen. And incredibly, this is a true story.
Oh, yeah.
So do they know that we are, not only do they know we are here, but do they get inside of our thoughts and our experiences?
They do at the ranch. If there's somebody there that's important to the cause, they know. They know who's coming. They know what their intentions are and everything. They're very clear about that. And if there's somebody there that can really get a message out that has good intentions, they put on quite a show for them.
Okay, I don't know what this is. This is not the sun. It's 2:30 in the morning. This one might power up. It's gonna power up. There it goes. Oh, nice. It flashed back. I got it. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, it threw a flash.
Look at that.
I got it. Wow, that is huge. You know how big that light is? That's massive. That's 13 miles away. That's taking a huge amount of the mountain.
If somebody comes there with a negative intent that's spreading the wrong message, they just kind of stay high in the sky and don't participate. So they totally scan the groups. And a lot of times if we have a very cohesive group, then we've just done a ceremony like a sweat lodge or an inner sensitivity training or a meditation or something like that, and the group consciousness is very cohesive, they'll come in very low and put on a show. And it's very important to them that we do our inner work, that we rise to the occasion. It's not their job to come to us and teach us or, fix the planet and all these other things. It's for us to do our part, and they'll help us. So if we're going forward and cleaning up our own consciousness and our environment, they'll step in and help us all along the way. But we have to initiate that and do our part.
There's another one right on the other side of them.
Wow, that was a flash. I got the sound. Oh, there it goes. Whoa! Whoa! Look at that. Oh, a meteor just went by it. All right. All right.
And we have different kinds of extraterrestrials here. We have, I believe, more than anything else, we have men and women like you and I who have benefited from greater time and greater knowledge. I don't think what's coming here is always the classic gray green guy with his big almond shaped eyes.
Exactly.
I feel that in a lot of ways, these people are somehow related more to our earthen experience, perhaps on the time-space continuum, that they are from what would be the equivalent of our future, etc. But aren't these men and women like you and I who are just coming here also?
Exactly. The negative gets so much press and the sensationalism and everything. And they always show this black-eyed, bug-eyed dude, running around. And that's Hollywood, does that program.
Of course.
And a lot of them are paid a lot of money to keep that going, to keep that program going. And very few people are really covering the benevolent ones that are our ancient ancestors that are returning. And they're the temple builders. And I think that's what's interesting is we're having full-blown contact now with the ancient ones that they call the Anunnaki, the benevolent ones that are returning, and they're actually dealing with the fallen ones that have wreaked havoc down here for so long. And so there's a huge cleanup process going on right now. And I find it amazing. There's a lot of people, even here at the conference, I don't want to mention any names, and I said, hey, here they are. Here's their ships and everything. Here's photographs of them. These are the ancient ones that are returning, the temple builders. They go, I don't want to hear that. I'm only interested in antiquity. They don't even want to look at it. And I'm blown away that, there's a lot of books been written and things, and, saying, like, the new information is not going to come through till the old professors die, because they've written books, and they've got to reinstate their book. But, it's kind of sad that, but I just put it out to the people and let them make their choices, and that's all you can do. I'm not here to force anything or push anything. It's just a platter, I offer.
I think that's great that you do that. What's interesting we've always found is there has not necessarily been a definitive landing, as we know, in front of the Chancellery in Berlin, or the White House lawn, or the Eiffel Tower, or Buckingham Palace in England. We find that maybe they know that the consciousness can't allow that yet, so they're only visiting us from up above.
Yeah.
Whoa! Did you see that? Did you see that flash? Oh, he's powered up. Look at that. Boom. It's right above us, going towards the mountain. It's powering up. It's doing all kinds of stuff. That was a good one. They're just over us. They're doing dazzle day. Watch, it's going to get bright. Whoa, nice. See that? That was a total response to the laser. Look, did it again. That is weird. I mean, it's just pulsing all over the place. Yep.
Well, tell us about your new book. I mean, you've sold a lot of books, and people wait for the next one. Tell us about the latest one.
The latest one is The Ultimate Soul Journey, and it just covers everything from my near-death experiences and connecting to the source itself, and then going through the different dimensions and meeting all the different beings on the different dimensions. And it's really helpful for people when they read the book. They have all these ahas, and they go, I've had those experiences, and I've had dreams about that, and things like that. So it really helps people in their own awakening process. And then we have the ambassador training classes, which are outrageous, where people make their own personal contact with the higher dimensional beings and get to see the ships firsthand. And it's a real life-changing experience.
Wow.
And we've got a couple coming up. We've got one on in August 29th and one in September 19th coming up, and then we have it's an ongoing thing that we do. And I've also been really involved in the Monsanto movement, ending the GMO projects.
Very good.
Things like that, and I've gotten involved a lot with Hawaii and when I was over in Maui and helped a lot in getting that information out. So
good.
Because these things are really important. We need to get our feet on the ground and stop the GMOs.
We need to keep healthy.
Exactly.
Not only that, we need to keep a sense of connectedness in our spirit, which is a very big message that you are always talking about. That's what reunion with Source is all about.
Exactly.
Right? Is to reunite ourselves with the divine intelligence itself.
And in Becoming Gods, I talk about all the things that are unfolding now.
Yeah.
So it talks about you know, the corporations taking over, the Illuminati,
Right.
the banksters, and earthquakes, and everything that's happened up to now. It's in the books, and it's just hit right on time. It's kind of amazing.
Wow. Great contribution.
Thank you.
This way. Yeah.
You know, this plane starting to have his. I don't see it.
Right parallel plane. Yeah, it was pretty dim. There's one moving
That
to
way?
the east, and there's one a little bit northwest of it that's following behind. It's a little dimmer. Heading that way.
Is there one coming this way while that one's going that way?
There you go.
Right now?
There is.
Is it Pat?
Oh my
Is it
gosh.
by it?
See, there's one coming towards the mountain while the other one's going away from the
Oh yeah.
Those, and you were saying satellites don't go like that, right? They go on an orbit.
I can't get this guy.
It looks like it has a little bit of a tail. Is that what it
Oh, he is. He's powering up.
Yes.
Oh my, thank you.
Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! Woohoo! Whoa!
Oh, yes. Yes.
Whoa! That was an incredible one.
That was cool.
That was a nice. I got it all on film. I got that one on film. That was a white out your screen moment.
Wow.
Wow. You can see the actual, like...
Oh my gosh.
Systems, you know, an attempted landing is not really taking place in a major venue such as the Eiffel Tower or Buckingham Palace or whatever, and they seem to be coming in closer and closer, you know, in the atmosphere, and you're a specialist in watching this phenomenon of them coming in closer and closer. I kind of feel like if there was an attempted landing, they understand the incredible ramifications of what that would do. People get into fear, they pull their money out of the market, and the whole system, that's our medium of exchange, and then our civilization collapses because the unknown comes. But now we're coming to disclosure. How do you feel disclosure happens? They're coming in closer and closer, and they're leaving the crop circles.
Exactly.
So they're just getting us used to the idea?
Yeah, the real disclosure is coming from the skies, and they will choose when disclosure happens. It won't be, you know, coming from the White House or things like that. A lot of people ask me, why don't they land on the White House lawn? And I go, well, there's no intelligent life there, you know. But you know, I don't want to get that derogatory. But basically, you need like an open mind, you know, a loving heart, and pure intent, and that's the prerequisites for contact. And unfortunately, those prerequisites have not been met by most politicians.
Right.
And so there's no purposeful good in them working with these groups, and they don't want to foster any religion or any political agenda or anything else. They're in unity consciousness. They're totally beyond all that. So their whole thing is to inspire us, inspire the awakening healing process globally, and assist anybody who chooses to connect with them and work with them. But they're not here to push any agenda on anybody. You know, they're just here to assist and inspire.
Earth is on the cusp of the single greatest event in the course of human history. We are in the midst of it here at Contact in the Desert. Your lecture was very, very packed because people just want to see something. And I think that's what's made Mount Adams and the ECETI Ranch and everything so vastly popular. But how many groups a year do you lead there? How can we get in touch with coming up there and being a part of that?
If you go to the website at eceti.org, all the information is there. And there's an email. If you go to ecetireservations at gmail.com, they'll send you all the list of what's going on. We had to kind of privatize the ranch because of problems with the county and things like that. So it's a private ranch, but all you have to do is ask for an invitation, and we let people go. It's just kind of politics and legal things that we have to do, unfortunately. But there are, you know, the status quo and the powers that are fast crumbling, you might say, have been doing everything they can to stop this information from getting out, unfortunately. So I've had like 10 court cases, you know, where they've been trying to shut things down. And luckily after 10 cases, it gets really old, and they finally dropped it and let it go. But I had to do a crash course in legal, you know, to
Sure.
to cover myself, because we can't afford all the lawyers and everything else
No.
it takes, and you're better off representing yourself if you know what you're doing anyway. So,
Right.
it was quite a learning experience, and they've kind of backed off, and they're starting up again a little bit, but it'd be nice if they followed their own rules, which they don't.
Yeah. That's true. Well, the executive branch, the Secretary of Defense, the Defense Department has a culture and a society to protect, and they're going to do a damn good job of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
The world is gone mad, and it's coming undone, and they have so many other problems to contend with that I think in disclosure, this is what's preventing somebody like the Secretary of State, Kerry, coming forward, or even the President himself, saying, we know you've been seeing this, because some members of the press and the public, of course, ask them the question, and they absolutely avoid it because it's not good for their business. They're in the business of security and protecting the culture and the defense. They're not in the business of saying, listen, we know it's there, we agree with you, but we don't have any control over it. That's not their job. I don't know. How does so disclosure happens without all the government aspect? It just happens without them.
That's the way it's going to happen. And one of the things that's I wanted to really talk about is that this whole movement, if you really delve in deep into it, I've been into it for 27 years, is that there's a lot of people who are not who you think they are.
Exactly.
There's a lot of planned opposition. There's a lot of disinformation and misinformation, and people operating from misinformation don't even know they are. And so it's quite a convoluted mess to weave through it all. And I always tell people the only way you're really going to understand what's going on is to become your own researcher. And if you're going to delve into the spiritual side of this, you have to make your own personal connection with Creator, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, and you can make your own contact with ET. It's so disempowering for people to come forward and try to be the Messiah and say, look at me, I have all the information. See me, dig me, that whole program. It's getting so old. We've done that over and over and over. And now is the time for personal responsibility, and that people need to do their own research and do their own time in nature and do their own clearing.
That's what it's about. We're here to move, touch, and inspire people. Well, you've been with James Gilliland, and how do we find you again on your website?
Just go to eseti.org or go to esetireservations@gmail.com if you want to find out more about the events at ESETI.
Great. See his books there, and also tune into the PeralaReport.com. That's where we'll be. We're here for you, and we'll see you on the Perala Report real soon. Thank you, James, for being on our show.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Bye now.
It's our world.